That's our program in the news tonight, but Sports Overtime is coming up next. Tonight, our newest addition to the 24-hour News 8 sports team, Zach Stepanek is at the helm and for Larry tonight. Zach, what's coming up?
Well, Leon, we'll be taking a look at some critical moves facing new Lions general manager Bob Quinn. Michigan State and Michigan Hoops were in action today. And Grand Rapids drive forward Brandon Dawson will join us in studio. A full plate, don't miss it. The NFL playoffs divisional round is complete. We'll recap who is moving on to championship weekend. New Lions general manager Bob Quinn has had a busy first week on the job. What's next for him? Michigan State and Michigan basketball, both in action this afternoon, and each team chasing the top team in the Big Ten right now, Indiana. How did the Spartans and Wolverines fare? And Grand Rapids drive forward Brandon Dawson joins us in studio to talk how his rookie year is going and break down his alma mater, MSU. All that and more coming up in Sports Overtime. Welcome to Sports Overtime. I'm Zach Stepanek. Thanks for joining us on our second week back with the program. Well, what a weekend to be a football fan. Let's start with the NFC. Entering the weekend, 4 teams were in the hunt for 2 spots in the championship game. Green Bay, Arizona, Carolina, and defending NFC champ Seattle. And there would be plenty of drama as we narrowed the field. Panthers hosting the Seahawks in the NFC divisional round today in Charlotte. First quarter, Jonathan Stewart, a 4-yard rush to put the Panthers on the board. He would give the ball to a fan there. Nice of him. Later in the first, Luke Kuechly intercepts Russell Wilson's pass, brings it all the way back to the end zone. Panthers led 14-0 early. Let's go to the second quarter. Cam Newton finds Greg Olsen here in the end zone. A 19-yard catch over 2 defenders. Panthers up 31-0 at that point, but Seattle would not go anywhere. Rookie Tyler Lockett hauls in a 33-yard touchdown strike here from Wilson to cut into the deficit. Moving on to the fourth quarter now. Russell Wilson scrambling for his life, throws up a prayer to Jermaine Kearse, who answers it. Second touchdown of the day for Kearse. Seahawks comeback falls a bit short. Panthers take it 31-24 and will be hosting the NFC Championship for the first time in team history. They will be taking on the winner of this game from last night on WOOD-TV8, Packers and the Cardinals out in the desert. First quarter, Carson Palmer connects with Michael Floyd, a nice 8-yard touchdown pass, tiptoeing in bounds for the first score of the game. At halftime, it would be a low-scoring affair, though, 7-6. Then, third quarter, Aaron Rodgers finds Jeff Janis, the former Saginaw Valley State star. That was the Packers' first touchdown of the game. Fourth quarter, just under 4 minutes to play. Look at that crazy sequence. A pass intended for Larry Fitzgerald deflected, winds up in the hands of Michael Floyd. Second touchdown of the game, under a minute to play. Aaron Rodgers, 4th and 20 from his own end zone. Jeff Janis again, unbelievable. This guy has a rocket for an arm and finds guys open when no one else thinks he will. Final play of regulation, Rodgers, Hail Mary. And guess who hauls it in? You got it, Jeff Janis. That would send the game into overtime. And a little controversy to start things off with the coin flip. But nonetheless, Arizona gets it. Carson Palmer, the pitch to Larry Fitzgerald. That ends things. Cardinals winning and heading to the NFC title next week. Final score 26-20. So the NFC is set. The Panthers will host the Cardinals next Sunday at 6:40 p.m. Let's switch over to the AFC picture. Kansas City winners of 11 straight, defending AFC and Super Bowl champ New England, Denver, and Pittsburgh, all still alive. The Patriots with the obvious target on their back. Now to Denver as the Broncos took on the Pittsburgh Steelers. First quarter, Big Ben Roethlisberger finds Martavius Bryant, 23 yards on the catch. Holds on so he doesn't fumble there. And the very next play, Martavius Bryant on the reverse takes it 40 yards to continue the drive. This guy, an explosive playmaker, especially with former Central Michigan standout Antonio Brown out in this game with a concussion. Later in the drive, former Michigan running back Fitzgerald Toussaint plunges in from a yard out. Steelers with a 7-6 lead. Then at the end of the first half, Denver kicker Brandon McManus connecting on a 51-yard field goal. McManus, 5 field goals on the day. Steelers, though, with a 10-9 lead at the half. Then to the fourth quarter, Steelers up 13-12. C.J. Anderson scores for the Broncos from a yard out. Denver went for 2, and they were successful as Peyton Manning found Demaryius Thomas. The Broncos hold on, defeating the Steelers 23-16, and they will host the winner of this next game. Maybe a Brady Manning showdown? Possibly. Kansas City and New England up in Foxborough. We go to the second quarter. Michigan man Tom Brady finds Michigan State's former guy, Keyshawn Martin, 42 yards down the near sideline. And then that kept the drive going. Later on, Brady with the QB sneak, his 6th career postseason rushing touchdown. Patriots led 14-3. Look at that. 38 years old, and he still has it. Third quarter, Brady, the pump fake, and his main guy, Rob Gronkowski, for the touchdown. That touchdown made Gronk the NFL's all-time leader in postseason touchdowns by a tight end with 8. Later in the third, Alex Smith connecting here after dropping back, and he's going to look and find Albert Wilson, the diving catch. That cut the Patriots' lead to 21-13, just over a minute to go. And Charkandrick West got on the board for the Chiefs in their comeback attempt, but it was too little too late. New England ran off the clock, winning 27-20. Patriots will play in the AFC title game for a 5th straight year. In an introductory news conference on Monday, the Lions introduced new general manager Bob Quinn, and immediately, Quinn faces plenty of chores to take care of. He was with the New England Patriots organization in various roles since 2000, his most recent as director of pro scouting. Quinn's first task as GM of the Lions, decide the fate of head coach Jim Caldwell, which Quinn did on Friday, opting to bring Caldwell back. Sticking with the man who has gone 18-15 in 2 seasons for the Lions. After the announcement, Caldwell came out with a statement. I'm obviously thrilled that I will continue to lead this football team. Caldwell says, I truly love coaching and the Lions, and while I've only been here 2 years, I've grown to love our fans, the city of Detroit, and the people of Detroit and Michigan. Their loyalty and passion is incredible, and we want nothing more than to bring them a championship. New general manager Bob Quinn also sees a unique opportunity ahead working for the Lions organization.
It's great. You know, like I said before, like you enter this business at a young age and you work your way up, and this is the goal, to get a job like this. And I'm excited to work for the Ford family. I feel Mrs. Ford and Rod Wood, the Ford family, I think when you meet these people, you really have a great feel that they're committed to winning, and they're going to provide the resources here to allow us to do that.
The next order of business for Quinn, give Calvin Johnson some time to decide his future. Megatron, the all-pro receiver, announced earlier this month that he is contemplating retirement. The 9-year veteran has recorded 721 receptions over his career, totaling 11,619 yards. While the numbers are staggering, Johnson has had numerous injuries on different occasions. However, he was very vocal about Caldwell staying put as head coach, and now that Caldwell is staying put, that may sway Johnson. However, it will still take time for his decision to come.
I have obviously a great deal of respect for Calvin. He's an outstanding player. I know he put out a statement a week or 2 ago. I think we're going to stay with that statement right now. And when the time and the place is ready, I will definitely get in touch with Calvin.
Home sweet home. The Detroit Red Wings back at the Joe today, the first time in 17 days. Their 6-game road trip was fairly nice to them as the Wings won 5 of the 6 contests, all by 1 goal. Red Wings took on the Philadelphia Flyers at the Joe. Second period, Nicholas Kronwall with a slap shot to put the Wings on the board. The score was 1-0. And it would stay that way until the third period, where Claude Gouraud hits the upper corner to tie the game at 1 and go to a shootout where the Philadelphia Flyers would end it. Jacob Voracek scoring there on Peter Mrazek, and the Flyers taking out the Red Wings tonight 2-1 in a shootout. After a goal by Nick Jensen 2 minutes into overtime on Friday, which wasn't declared a goal until it was reviewed after overtime had finished, the Griffins saw their home win streak reach 14 games. Today, they looked to make it 15 in a row in front of a crowd full of canines at Van Andel Arena. Griffins hosting the Chicago Wolves on the 2nd annual Bring Your Dog to the Game night. Look how cute they are. Late in the first, A.J. Jenks gets the rebound goal off the Zach Nastasiak miss. That gave the Griffins a 1-0 lead. We go to the third, tied at 2. Pat Cannoni shot right in front of the net. That gave the Wolves a 3-2 advantage. Cannoni had a hat trick on the night. Then later, Griffins win the faceoff. Tomas Nosek Wraps around the net, sneaks it past the goaltender. Tie game. Griffins still can win number 15, but it would have to be in overtime, and it just was not so. The Wolves with the walk-off win, 4-3 in overtime, snapping the Griffins' win streak at 14.
You know, tonight we weren't sharp. Like we had a hard time making a 5-foot pass, 10-foot pass, and the puck was jumping for whatever reason. It was one of those nights. You go through it and you just try to grind it out. And you know what? We got a point, but it was a point that I don't know if we deserved it.
I think it's a little bit disappointing, but we know that going into the next game, it's really important to win. I mean, when those streaks end, it's really important to bounce back and show the league that, you know, yeah, we might drop one here or there, but we're going to win the next 5 or 6 in a row and redeem ourselves.
But really, what it came down to is special teams. You know, we give up a shorthanded goal, they score 2 power play goals, and we don't generate anything on the power play. So that's pretty much the game in a nutshell.
Coming up, Brandon Dawson joins us in studio, and Michigan State and Michigan basketball were both in action this afternoon. I'll let you know how the Spartans and Wolverines fared. Coming up right after the break. The defending world champion Golden State Warriors were at the Palace last night, and they entered the game tied for the best 40-game start in NBA history at 37-3. While the buzz surrounded the Warriors' historic start, the night belonged to a former Piston champion, 4-time All-Star and 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Ben Wallace, who led the Pistons to their most recent NBA title in the 2003-2004 season, which was the franchise's 3rd championship. Big Ben returning to the Palace, where he carved out a legacy as a dominant defender. He received a thunderous ovation from the crowd right off the get-go, and as he became just the 9th Piston in the team's 58-year history in Detroit to have his jersey retired. Wallace is number 3, raised to the rafters, joining the likes of guys like Dave Bing, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, and Chuck Daly. The Pistons are in action tomorrow, hosting the Chicago Bulls at 3:30 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And their NBA D-League affiliate, the Grand Rapids Drive, also in action tomorrow night at 7 as they host Maine. And right now, I am joined by Drive forward and former MSU standout, Brandon Dawson. Brandon, thank you very much for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, I always like to start with a kind of a fun question. And you always see basketball players, headphones on, pumped up for a game, walking, you know, entering an arena or whatever. Yeah. So I got to ask, what's your go-to pump-up jam that you have on the phone or the iPod right now?
Well, honestly, I don't have a pregame, song that I listen to. I just like to, go into the game, just staying focused, telling myself, what things I need to do, to get myself prepared for the game. So, I know a lot of guys, like to listen to their music, do other things, but, I just like to keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
And many people in the West Michigan area know you for your outstanding career as a Spartan. And now, obviously, here with the Drive, they get a chance to see you showcase your skills again in a closer venue. But you were drafted by the Clippers in the NBA draft this past spring.
Yeah.
Just what's it been like going from the Drive to the Clippers? The travel schedule has to be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the travel schedule has been kind of hectic. Like you said, coming from LA and to Grand Rapids. So going with it. The first team I played for was the team out in California, and I was with C.J. Wilcox. He was a rookie last year, so we first went through the process. It was kind of hard because I didn't know what to expect, but I had him alongside with me. So he told me some things to be ready for, to be prepared for, and he actually he helped me out throughout the process. So it's actually, things are going much better now.
And then in terms of the NBA level, what's that like being in the Clippers locker room? I mean, you have a coach, future Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers. You have a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. Characters like Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. What's that whole atmosphere been like, and what have you learned?
It's been amazing. Like you said, just being in the locker room with those guys, it means a lot for them to just help the younger guys and help us to exceed, each and every day. Paul Pierce, he's the one who's always, getting on me. He tells me all the time, I need to, if I'm done with my reps, I have to do more. I have to be the first guy in a few hours. So, and Doc, he's amazing. He's an amazing coach. Similarities to Coach Izzo. They're very both passionate coaches. They love what they do, and their philosophy, all they want to do is win. So I mean, it's been amazing. The experience has definitely been incredible with those guys.
And then speaking of Coach Izzo and your alma mater, Michigan State, they started off scorching hot this year. Cooled down a little bit lately, but have you been able to watch a few games here and there?
Well, yeah. I've been being there for 4 years. It's always adversity, and right now, we've kind of hit that wall, of adversity. But I think that being there for 4 years and playing for Coach Izzo, I think that we're going to turn it around. We're 3-3 right now in the Big Ten. Just lost to Wisconsin. But I feel like we're going to pick it up. We have guys like Denzel, Brent Forbes, Aaron Harris, JB, and Tom Tom. Those guys are going to get it together and pick it up.
And speaking of Tom, what was your relationship like with him when you were at Michigan State, and with his father, Carl, recently passing in late December? Were you able to reach out to him? Yeah, I was definitely able to reach out to him. I sent him a text before he went to go play Iowa, and I just told him just keep his head up, keep pushing, and I was there for him, and his family was definitely my peers. But Coach Izzo, he's a great guy. He's an excellent, great mentor, great coach, and like I said, he's passionate, and I love him like he's my dad. And bringing it back to the Grand Rapids side of things, could you ever have envisioned being back on a team with Derek Nix? I
didn't at all. When I got the news that Derek Nix was coming to play for our team, I really didn't believe it. I was just like, that's just a joke. But we follow each other on Instagram, and I was seeing that he was working out down at at the Palace, and he told me he texted me like a few days after that, and he was like, hey bro, I'm supposed to be coming to the team, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So, practice, I walked out, and he was out there working out, and I was just like, wow, whoever thought that we'll be on the same team. But I mean, it's amazing, him being on the same team with me, and it's just like he's like a big brother to me.
That really is awesome.
Yeah.
3 home games this week for the Drive. Being down at the D League level, and playing with the Drive, what have you been looking to do with your game and maybe showcase with it?
Just be more aggressive. Come in and come off the bench and provide some great minutes. Just that guy to come in and just bring that spark. It's just being good. It just feels good, just to play, just to get into a rhythm. In the beginning of the season when I first came down here, it was kind of hard, getting, learning the plays, get comfortable with other guys. But now things are going much better now, and I'm, playing a lot better. So.
Very cool, very cool. Well, we wish the best of luck to you, Brandon. Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
And from a fun conversation with Brandon Dawson to an enjoyable look at the good, the bad, and the ugly in the world of sports, Jack Doles fills us in with this week's Doles Bananas.
Hey, Banana Bunch, I know all some people want to do is try and knock you down, but let me tell you, we're here to lift you up. Just beware the errant passes. Those can sting a little. Not every pass was off the mark. Check out Langston Galloway's drop dish for Derek Williams. Is there a better passing team anywhere on the planet than the Golden State Warriors? Poetry in motion. They've got some real-life wizards in Washington, Gary Neal to Kelly Oubre. Best one-man show, I'll let you be the judge. Miami's Dwayne Wade. A little long in the tooth, but he can still wow ya. So can his old teammate LeBron James. Think Cavs fans are happy he's back? Knicks rookie Kristaps Porzingis. Kid knows how to make a first impression. Great stuff, but this game can be just as fun when it's played below the rim. Boston's Marcus Smart hits another circus shot. On the ice, did you see the goal Tampa scored the other night? Tic-tac-toe, Steve Stamkos buries it in the back of the net. Who do you think was having more fun, that goalie or this 9-year-old junior hockey player from Minnesota? He may not have been in the net that night, but he sure found his groove. You go, little man. Time to crown a top banana. For that, we hit the gridiron. Second runner-up, Washington tight end Jordan Reed. I'm not sure that pass was even meant for him. Runner-up, gotta be Doug Baldwin, who made a sensational one-handed catch for the Seahawks. Fantastic, but nowhere near as incredible is the touchdown catch Martavis Bryant made in the Steelers' playoff win over the Bengals. This goes down as an all-timer.
When we come back on Sports Overtime, college hoops action today. We'll recap and tell you who won. Coming up next. Fourth-ranked Michigan State was on the road this afternoon looking to get back in the win column following a loss to Iowa on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Michigan Wolverines, coming off a win over third-ranked Maryland on Tuesday, were also on the road looking to take down Iowa, a team that seems to be the Spartans' Achilles heel this season. We'll start in Madison. The Wisconsin Badgers hosting Michigan State, who was without Tum Tum Nairn, out indefinitely with plantar fasciitis in his right foot. First half, freshman to freshman, Matt McQuaid, Deontay Davis, the throwdown. The Muskegon native started the game and had 7 points. Late in the second half now, Michigan State up 2 at this point. Nice ball movement, working it all the way around the arc, and it would find Denzel Valentine, who drives the lane and finishes with a nice floater. Spartans up 4, things looking good, but Bronson Koenig of Wisconsin had himself a game. Squares up, drills it from downtown. He had a game-high 27 points, none bigger than those 3 as it cut the Spartans' lead to 1. Then a Wisconsin timeout led to a press, which led to a Michigan State turnover. Would you believe it, folks? Aaron Harris stepping out of bounds, and then it's Koenig doing everything, finding Ethan Happ, collects, kisses off the glass, and the reverse, the dagger. Spartans dropping their second straight, 77-76. Michigan Wolverines and the number 16 Iowa Hawkeyes squaring off at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Wolverines looking to give the Hawkeyes their first Big Ten loss of the season. First half, Mike Giselle bounced past to Adam Woodbury, lays it in. Hawkeyes open the game with an 11-0 run. No panic in the Wolverines, however. Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman to a wide-open DJ Wilson, who throws it down. Just like that, Michigan, their first lead of the game, 21-20. To the second half now. Derek Walton drives, finds a wide-open Aubrey Dawkins in the corner, and he buries the tray. Michigan led 52-51 at that point. Dawkins, one of 4 Wolverines in double figures. The Hawkeyes responded, however, in a dramatic way. A 12-0 run after the Dawkins bucket. Peter Jock going to get the ball in the corner and drill a 3 of his own. That capped the run. Iowa never looked back, and as the Hawkeyes stay unbeaten, beating the Wolverines 82-71. Some big news out of Davenport this week, a little division and conference shakeup for the Panthers. Find out what's in store next. Right now, their biggest rivals are Cornerstone and Aquinas. By 2017, athletes at Davenport will be pointing at Grand Valley State and Ferris State. Games against those 2 squads is the biggest on their schedule. The Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference has extended an invitation to Davenport University to join the conference, and the university has accepted. They'll join the GLIAC on a provisional basis in 2017. We're down to the final seconds of overtime, and on behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Zach Stepanek. Thanks for staying up late with us, and we hope to see you again next week. Take care and have a great week.